In today's episode of the Pathway Presents podcast, I got a very interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Daniel Griffin, who is hailing over as the VP of Marketing over at Userful. And basically, we want to deep dive into what Userful is all about, who they're serving, and also how Daniel is thinking about growth for the company, which is, you could see, or you can actually check it out on the website, as a global market leader in software-defined AV or AOV or over IP for the enterprises. So yeah, basically, Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much, Lucas. Thanks for having me, and I'm looking forward to our chat.
Yeah, sure. So maybe tell us a little bit more about it for people who are not as deep into that field. Like, what is Userful all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So today is driven by screens, by video, by communication, much like we're having now, and that infrastructure that's set up throughout a business to display dashboards about data metrics to use for teleconferencing in meeting rooms, to display key information for decision making, supporting mission critical operation centers, control rooms. Those screens are all being driven by a back end that Userful has transitioned from a traditional AV backend, a lot of proprietary hardware, cables and connectors, to an IT backend, virtualized, server-based, over IP. And that's, of course, that phrase AV over IP, which is that sort of a technology space. But we've essentially taken that traditional AV model, turned it on its head, and delivered it to the IT department in an IT consumable way. So standards-based, run off commercially available servers, virtualized in your data center, and still able to deliver that high quality video, the real-time streams, the real-time interactivity, all the things that you're looking for to be able to display, whether it's video dashboard, town halls, mission critical streams from IoT devices in the field, et cetera, et cetera. So we are an AV solution for an IT department in a modernized, digitally transformed environment.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, if you would characterize the organizations that benefit the most from Userful, how would you describe them?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned digitally transformed, and we're really an enterprise solution, a platform that enables an IT department to deploy different applications. So I just gave you an explanation a bit more about the infrastructure, the back end, but what does that mean for an actual user? Well, we've got a platform, which I sort of described a bit. It's built for IT, but delivers those AV applications. And on top of that sit the AV applications. So digital signage, meeting rooms, mission critical operation centers. And so the users deploy and have access to those applications, and they're able to do their functional work. And the IT department manages it end to end across the platform. So we are built for enterprise IT departments looking to better manage globally their screen infrastructure and those AV productivity applications that are part of it.
Very cool. Now, who would you say, though? I mean, you described the organizations, the infrastructure. Who are the people? Who are the individuals that are bringing in Userful? Who's a typical champion within an organization that vouches and raises the flag for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it usually comes from IT. What's happened a lot in this space is there's an AV project dumped on an IT person's desk, and they look out there and they say, well, wait a second, this is crazy. People are running these proprietary, expensive video processors with these complicated AV matrix switchers. This is not. There's got to be a better way. And of course, they quickly find Userful, which is the better way, which is software-based, which is network-based, which is built on standards, commercially available off-the-shelf hardware. And so it is often the IT department that are getting all of these visually demanding projects, whether it's digital signage or video walls or operation center and control room systems, and turn to Userful to run it through the IT department in an IT supported manner. So typically it's IT. They're our audience.
Makes sense. Now, how do they learn about you guys? I mean, you've been around the block, I should say, for quite a while with Userful. So how do people, how do these IT specialists and
great
CTOs...
marketing team.
That's what you need.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a few things out there. So obviously, the Google search is a great one, and people find us often on things as simple as that, and we run all sorts of digital campaigns. We do also things like show up at trade shows, the sort of, we run the whole gamut of different marketing efforts. And I think, a company of our size can't just depend on one. You've got to do many different things. But we have very strong channel partners, and they also help spread the word. We have a very strong presence on LinkedIn and the other places professionals go to sort of seek out answers to their problems. It's certainly a multi-channel effort. There's no one single answer to that question. We built ourselves up really from a time when we did focus largely on digital to one in which we've expanded, have a very strong channel led by a partnership with LG, which we've had established for quite some time. Our system is integrated into the displays that LG produces, and their systems are integrated into ours. So we work very closely with LG globally, and through many other AV system integrators. So there's many strong integrators around North America and around the world who take the LG and Userful combined solution and offer it to their customers. And so, that digital marketing, the channel marketing, and of course, strong outbound program led largely by the sales team are kind of the three key pillars about how we drive business forward. I don't know if that's answered your question. I've talked a lot about a variety of things, but I do think there's no one single answer.
No, makes complete sense. Now, when you combine digital marketing, the channels, and potentially even through outbound efforts where people head back to the page, how do you think about the website? Like, what role do you feel or think it plays in the user journey?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I see the website as a product, really, one that is important as our product in terms of the user experience, and it's as important to our business as the products themselves. So, the website is, the first place anybody goes, no matter how they heard about us. So you may have met us at a trade show. You may have heard someone from LG talking about us. You may have talked to one of our system integrators and partners around the world. But what do? You go to the website. And so the website needs to speak to you instantly, and it needs to give you the answers that you're looking for. The website's certainly, a core to everything that we do in marketing. And we do have, very sophisticated digital marketing team that, has systems around retargeting that does, track, users' experience and, the hot jar, and making sure that people's, we're attending to the needs. And in that way, it is like our UX team on the product side, right? We're as interested in how our customers are using that website and interacting with it as they are on the product development side. And of course, that's where customers often engage. They'll first first hear about us through a partner, but they may want to contact us and ask some questions to us directly. And so we want to make sure that is easy to do. They can find their answers where they want, or they can chat with someone through the website, or set up a meeting, book a demo. We do live demos where we're literally showing, say, a video wall or some screens, and have a webcam on it, and we're showing those to people live as they sit in their office, wherever that is in the world. So we're able to do these kind of things in a very nimble and agile way. And if someone wants to actually see what it's like, instead of having to install it all and try it out, we'll just set up their system here in our office and display it on a video wall with a webcam so they can watch it. So we do a lot of things to make it easy for customers to fall in love and get to know us.
Very good. Now, I like how you speak about the website as a product. Like, where do you currently see the strength of that product, the website, and versus where do you see room for further development and improvement? I think it's a marketer's job to always be somewhat dissatisfied. And so, but I want to make sure that, especially if members of the team are going to watch this, that everybody knows how great it is and how hard everyone's worked to make it a great experience for everybody, right? So I mentioned some of our stakeholders. We've got channel partners that leverage the website. We've got customers that use the website. We've got salespeople that use the website as well as a tool. And we've got ecosystem partners like LG that are using the website. And we've got other stakeholders out there, whether they're in the media or in the industry. And so, we've worked hard to attend to the needs of all those and think carefully what the path for each of them is. And so, one of the things that I'm proud of is how well we are able to speak to all those diverse stakeholders and the visitors that come. And I think we do a really good job of helping them find what they're looking for. Things that I'd like to see more of, well, we're a visual company, so I'm always about having a stronger visual presence there. We're about, everything from dashboards to videos. And I do want to see more of
on the website and that engagement. Now, of course, you have this battle. Do you put video up there? What are the load times and so on? And so there's some other considerations that I get a bit of pushback on, but certainly, you know, that's one of the things that's been on my mind recently.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
Oh, very cool. Now we spoke about what you guys are doing. We spoke about who is leveraging the product and how you think about growth. I would love to learn a little bit about you, Daniel, as a marketer. Like, what would you say? You know, if you look at sort of the projects that you're working on, it can be high level, just to give people a feel. Like, what's the type of things that you would be involved with in your daily business?
Yeah. I mean, so I touch on a lot of different things. I mean, I'm involved in things on the corporate side, and in terms of our brand and our presence, and our overall vision and so on. I've done a lot of work on new product launches, and I'm working on that right now, actually. So we've got some exciting new things coming up in the new year. And while I don't want to spill the beans right now, we're all very proud of them and excited. And I know that they're going to be, you know, as use the term revolutionary as some of our past have been, but I think that's not overstating it. And so there's a huge effort right now going into that launch, and a ton of stuff in the background, and that's really been the number one thing I'm working on at the moment. And you know, it is always amazing to me the amount of effort that needs to go through the back end in preparation for a product launch. And every time I, you know, tackle a project like that, I'm reminded of the mountain that it really is. And I think that's one of the things some of your listeners will want to know about. You know, how do you go about launching a product, and what kind of things are? And it's a lot of preparation. You know, we started thinking about it, you know, more or less a year before the product was to launch, and then started getting really serious about it 9 months before, and had it all tracked out. And that's you know, been I think this is the best launch we've had yet.
Very good. I got some rapid fire questions to wrap it up for today, as we're slowly getting to the end of the episode. Are you ready for those?
Yeah, fire away. Rapid fire. That means I don't talk too long in my answer. Is that right?
That's part of it.
All right.
Very good. What is the last book you read?
The last book I read, A Little Life. It's a novel. It's about 800 pages long, and it's a fantastic book, and I'd recommend it to anybody. It's difficult, though, a challenging book.
What's one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
Growth.
If there would be no boundaries in technology, what's the one thing that you would fix for your role as a marketer today?
So boundaries in technology. True visibility to everybody that visited our website.
Mm-hmm. What's the last thing that kept you awake at night about the company?
I mean, I had to do this product launch, and challenges around the you know, some friction points as we prep for it.
And for the very last question, I would like to do a little bit of time travel, if you allow. We go back to the days of Queen's University, right? So you're heading out of formal education into the world of business, growth, marketing. What's the one advice that you would give yourself for your journey?
Don't worry so much. Relax a little more. Everything will work out fine.
Very nice. Daniel, I really appreciate you took the time with us today to be a guest on Pathfind Presents. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about Userful, what's the one thing that people should remember?
So, you know, Userful is about improving business outcomes through better infrastructure for visual experiences, ranging from what we're doing now to dashboards and data displayed to mission critical operations center that need to visualize things. And we make it easier to have the fixed infrastructure screens around your office work seamlessly for better business operations.
Thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathfind Presents.
Pleasure was mine. Thanks, Lucas.